Hello everybody, I'm back with another video, and as always, I am blessed to be able to be here to do a video. So, I was thinking about, before I made this video, literally right before I made this video, am I speaking to no one? And sometimes we get stuck in wondering if anybody's listening to anything you say. It doesn't matter how right you are. Is anyone listening? And we are in a society right now and in a situation where the truth is very difficult to find. And once you find it, no one wants to hear it because it just doesn't work for them. It doesn't, our favorite phrase we use today is, it doesn't fit the narrative. So I struggle with that sometimes. It doesn't matter how honest you are, it doesn't matter how trustworthy you are. It seems sometimes that the more corrupt, and I don't mean just politicians, I mean Christians, I mean the church, I mean politicians, I mean people, the more corrupt, the more untrustworthy, dishonest people seem to succeed. And they do. To a large portion, they do. They absolutely do. 100%. But we have to stay that course. And the truth always, well, the truth will set you free. But the truth will always come out. And that sun is hitting me again. The truth will always come out eventually. And the hardest thing to do is to have patience. And so with that, you have to, it's easier when you have someone in your life. I have a beautiful wife who is excellent in helping me with patience sometimes. And even she loses patience sometimes. Mostly with me. Get it? Okay, that was a marriage joke. But she loses patience too. And it's very difficult. But all the things you see going on, all this will pass. All this will pass. It will get worse, absolutely. But one day these things pass, and we move to a different chapter. And will we be here on Earth? I don't know when that time will come. I don't know. There, I just went off course, and I do that sometimes. I got ADHD. What can I tell you? That's not a joke. I have it. My son has it. I think my wife has it too. So, excuse me as I'm looking away as I turn corners. But the reason I wanted to do this video was New Mexico. I have a little card, my little note card with me. I wrote down numbers quickly. So I do a podcast, Stats for the People. So that would be Stats for the People. Eventually I'm just going to write it on a piece of paper, then show it to the camera so you can pause it and write it down. But I talk about these, and I talk about other things too, but I talk about the statistical factors in life and so forth and so on because, well, I like doing that. But I want to talk about New Mexico. I've talked about Connecticut on the podcast, on the YouTube here. I've talked about, what was the last one I just did? I can't remember what the last one I just did. I'm rolling along. It wasn't Idaho. As I'm on camera right now on video trying to think in my head. But I do a lot of these on the podcast. So you're getting this number right now before anyone else is getting it. So I haven't even done this podcast yet. So this right here, you're first in on this one. So you've been able to get the ins on this one. So New Mexico, and I'm only doing the senior citizens on this one because that's the one we talk about. I'm killing grandma, you're killing grandma, we're all killing grandma. But grandpa's fine. So New Mexico, 89.6%. 89.6% of seniors over 60 who get COVID survive. So that's nearly 90%. And this is before the vaccine, by the way. This is before vaccine. I've talked about, again, Connecticut is was at 85.7 the other day percent. Now they're at 86.2, unless it's changed today. Who knows? And this vaccine, don't expect a miracle overnight, by the way. Real numbers for that, if you want to call them real numbers, will be in within 30 days. I'm telling you right now. You're not going to, if you see an overnight spike of success, I would be very, very suspicious of that. Very suspicious. Okay? It just doesn't work that way. Data is over time. So you have day by day data. Okay? That's just the way it works. It accumulates, it breaks the percentages. It's, a few more cases, a couple more deaths, a few more tests, and all that, and it compiles itself into a number eventually. So if you see an overnight success, oh boy, you better know that if you haven't realized that you've been lied to now, you better realize you've been lied to then. And if you're still on board with the lie, then I don't know what to tell you. I will pray for you, and I feel sorry for you. I'm thinking of the best words to use, but you have been duped. Absolutely. No one that I know of has ever said COVID-19's not real. No one's ever said it. I don't care where you go in life. I've never heard it unless there's some crazy far left want COVID-19. Far right, way off the plantation that I've never heard of. Way off. Someone who's not even on the reservation, who's not even on this planet. I don't even know. It's a real thing. It's a real dangerous flu. It is. It's really contagious at a certain age. And that's certain symptoms. So, I'm trying not to make this video too long. So, again, we go back to the statistic here. Oh, by the way, here's a quick fact, too, about New Mexico. Is 2000, it's almost like a year, 2006. 2006 deaths out of 122,557 cases. That's 1.6%. That's actually really good. Which, when I mean really good, doesn't mean that I'm glad they died. So, say that to yourself over and over and over again. Repeat it as much as possible. I just rolled out my window. I just realized I had too much heat pumping in here, about to make me sneeze. 89.6 New Mexico. 89.6% survival rate for senior citizens over 60. Senior citizens over 60%, over 89.6%. 89.6% survival if you get COVID. That is a fantastic thing. It's awesome. Do we want it higher? Of course we do. I'm not even getting into the other numbers of other deaths over the previous years. You can go on the CDCs and see the percentage-wise that the survival rate was lower. I'm done with this video. I appreciate you tuning into this video. I'm very thankful for anyone who watches. And, yeah, faith over fear. You don't have to wear the mask, by the way. It says faith over fear. Because really, you should reverse it and say fear over faith. I'm just saying. Believe in the Lord. God's got your back covered. Don't fall for this nonsense. Of course, they want to eliminate God. That's kind of their goal too. And what now you're saying to yourself, well, he's definitely Republican. No, I'm definitely not. How about that? Them apples, huh? Is that the saying? How about them apples? I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I have conservative values, I guess you could say, yes. But any decision I make in life, I ask myself, how does it benefit God? How am I, or I should say this, how am I honoring God, and how am I benefiting the person next to me? How am I helping the people on this planet, on Earth? How am I bringing goodness, gladness, happiness to people's lives by honoring God? Not what's my pocket, not that. Not my own personal gain, not that either. All right, well, thank you for tuning in. God bless. Have a beautiful day. And remember, tell somebody they have a high chance of living.